Did you put it on there? Hey, did you know that's actually I'm going to put this real quick.
Okay.
Do you ever put liquid eyeshadow on your eyes where you've messed up?
Oh,
so
yes.
A lot of times I'll put mascara, and mascara is
And
everywhere.
it's all everywhere.
Everywhere. So I'll just take my liquid shadow.
Just dust it back
I
on
do. I'm
there.
like, just a real quick light coat. No biggie.
No biggie. Easiest shadow ever. Oh
Easiest shadow. I like it because I can use it as my blush and my lips.
True.
Do you do that?
No, I do not.
No, you should. It's fun.
But that's true. Super simple.
Look at this.
Killing it.
Killing it. Monday morning.
We had all these plans to be here at 9:30.
Well,
What are we doing?
9.
9. Oops.
I know. Well, good
My
morning,
bad.
everyone.
Good morning.
Happy Monday. I'm gonna take my sweatshirt off.
Oh, we do that every time.
It makes it look like
Tuck it in there.
We have. We noticed that the last time it looked like we had sumo wrestler
It did because they were tucked
pants
here.
on or
Like that.
underwears.
Underwears. Not good. Not a good look. Good morning.
Good morning, everyone. Happy Monday. This weekend was fun. What I do?
I saw a little extra sparkle. Here we go.
Oh gosh.
Looks great.
Oh gosh.
Looks so good. No, this weekend,
I
I've
think
been working
well,
on packing. Oof. Lord Jesus help
I
us
know.
all.
So when do you move, by the way?
Next week.
Okay.
Next week. Next week.
I
I
should
want to be like, yay!
I know.
But I totally.
But one of those things I shouldn't ask which day because then I'll be expected.
She's gonna be here. No, we're totally.
That's true.
We're moving all week next week. Are you free? You don't have plans?
I'm free. Absolutely, I'm free.
No plans. No, you don't have any plans.
Oh gosh, what did they say? There's a meme that says, or like something that says, "Listen, why don't you call the movers? We're too old to be moving.
Seriously.
Or a pizza and 2 beers. Like we're too old for this."
You know what? Speaking of too old, I went for a run this week, and I swear my runs have felt weird lately.
Oh,
You know what?
no.
I think it's just exhaustion.
Yes, it's true.
True. Like,
Well, so
it's
let me-
got to be true. But Tim goes, "No, babe, I think you're just getting older." I was like,
That's not true. We're not saying that.
Oh, it's not.
Tim.
"No truth to that, babe."
What was different about your runs?
I don't know. Just in the last week and a half.
Mm-hmm. Do you
I
feel
just-
like it was heavier?
Like heavy? Like I
Okay.
feel tired. Like my body feels tired when I'm starting.
Oh, okay.
Do you know that feeling?
I do.
Of when you go to a workout when you don't feel fresh
That's
versus like, whoa, I had a really hard work. Yeah, I don't know.
No, well, that's honestly kind of what gears me like for the day before. Like a lot of times I'll want to go do stuff, and I'm like, wait a minute, I've got to be up early in the morning, and that struggle is more of a mental game for me.
Yeah.
I would
True.
rather go without the day before than have to deal with because it's already a struggle. I mean, let's just face it,
Yeah.
it's already a struggle to work out anyway. You know, right? Isn't it? Wait, for some people, isn't it? So
No, it is.
I mean,
It is.
Set yourself up for success, and so you don't have like another thing to go through, and that's what happens. Because I'll usually sometimes just sit there at the gym, just staring at the mirror, like,
What today? Especially if you aren't excited or you've been going consistent. Sometimes it's good to either like totally change it up.
yeah,
But anyway, I don't know why in the last week it's just felt, but I think it's the getting prepared to move. Maybe.
sure. Well, I mean,
It's
there's
just
so
not
much
sleeping
stress
right.
of it.
Yeah.
You know?
It's a good thing, but it's also, and change is change.
Change. I see it, and I'm just such a Virgo. I don't like change.
See, I'm a Scorpio.
Yeah,
What are you guys?
Yeah. What sign?
Oh, hi,
what's your
Karina.
sign?
What's your sign?
Good morning, Jamie.
Oh, hi, Jamie. Good morning.
Well, I'm excited for your move.
I am. I'm excited. It'll be good.
To me, I love it because it's like fresh starts.
Yeah. I do love a fresh start. And you know what I've really liked?
What?
Is decluttering.
Mm.
I'm such a dork. Like I have my Goodwill. I have my, here, this needs to go to a friend. She'll like it, my mom.
Yeah.
Or this pile here needs to be packed.
Yes.
Or even to like consignment stores,
Right. Well, yes.
I just like that.
I know, I do too.
Clean it up and then get it all lined out and organized.
I do like that, but I
But at the same
noticed it
time-
even like this weekend. I had a bag that was ready to be just given away, and I'm like, and it just that same bag just kept
Oh, no,
sitting there.
it
and
just
sitting
sits there.
Right. So it just went. I just dumped
Trashed it.
I trashed it.
I have 2 boxes in my garage right now.
I was like, I can't.
And I keep thinking, I just need to take that consignment. Tim, last night, he was like, no, I'm going to the Goodwill. You may just take it. And I
Yes.
was like,
Yes. Well, there's a nice, what I like, the Goodwill that I go to, I just bag everything like from the closet or whatever it may be, put it in the trunk.
Yeah.
And then there's the Goodwill on 41st and Harvard area, 36th and Harvard.
And there's a consignment over there too.
Probably.
Top drawer.
Yes.
That's the one I need to go to.
Yeah.
For sure.
And so they just come to the car and they just take it all out and then
Yes.
it goes with them. And it's done. I'm like, you mean all I had to do was bag it and put it in the car?
I know I need to do that.
Just bag it. Bag it up.
So I think it's the weight of the move, though.
Yeah,
Maybe that's ruining my runs right now.
It could be. Well, you've got the weight of the world. I think for
it's gotta
moms.
be that.
I think for moms and women,
Yes.
we put so much, like just.
Put it on ourselves.
Yes, because
It's
you're
like
taking
this quote. I want to read it.
I know. So this is. I loved it because it's like the perfect segue into
I
what we're going
know.
to talk about today.
Okay, clutter is not just physical stuff. It's old ideas, toxic relationships, and bad habits. Clutter is anything that does not support your better self.
Ooh.
Oh my gosh. I love it because right now I'm thinking about those literal things, like the physical stuff. But if you think about it in life, anytime that you feel, I mean, I've told you a month ago, I felt like I had a heavy jacket on. It's just a comparison to when you're holding on to something.
Sure.
How that it's clutter can come in all forms. It's so true. If you think about your life, it might be relationships, people that are bringing you down.
Right. The things that you read. I mean, clutter doesn't necessarily mean like you're meaning like the exact thing, the tangible item, but it could mean the toxicity of friendships, relationships, or even toxicity of your feed.
Yeah.
That you're watching
yes.
and you're reading. I mean, I know for myself, that's one of the reasons I've had to stay away from in the beginning before you were able to like unfollow or just kind of mute or hide.
Yeah.
It would really affect kind of my progress of what I was trying to do and what I was trying to achieve. So I was just even like eliminate a lot of stuff even out of Instagram.
Yeah.
Because it was always that perfect filter, the perfect life, the perfect smile, the perfect family get together, and I just felt like such a failure because I didn't have any of that.
You know what's so funny about that?
What?
Is people sometimes that you feel that from. I got to see a good friend of mine last week, and it was just we happened to run into each other and we talked for like 45 minutes. And
I love those, by the way.
I was coming out of Starbucks and ran into her, and it was just a fantastic conversation. And I said, it looks like everything's going so great, and I'm so happy for you. And I was just having conversation, and she goes, you know what? I've never, and she just shared her story of what's going on in her life. Oh. And it wasn't that she was presenting something on purpose, but the perception was that everything was fantastic.
Yeah.
But yet she was really struggling, and I was like, you have to tell me these things. Like I had no idea.
Right.
And so I think too, oftentimes we can feel isolated or alone in a struggle.
Yes.
When actually, if you open up and share your struggles, there's so many people that'll say, oh my God, I'm so glad to hear that. I had no idea. Or it's just nice to know you're not alone. Or
well, that brings me to that point right there. I can't believe you just said that, because there's a girlfriend of mine at the gym. Yeah. She's incredible. She just like has the 3 kids, her husband. She's from Dickinson, North Dakota. Just Carrie.
Yeah.
Yeah. She's just amazing. And it was one of my first Mother's Days since my relationship and I ended. And I was sitting there at P.F. Chang's, I think, and she was walking over to Fleming's, and she was walking with her husband and her 3 kids, and I was sitting there with Sophie, and I think I had like my sister with me and my niece, and for Mother's Day, and I just remember watching them going, just a family. What does that family look like? Like that is, they're all going to Fleming's, they're all together for Mother's Day. Mom's all dressed up. I bet everybody is gonna have dessert or whatever I was picturing in my head, and them going, and it made me sad because I didn't have that anymore. And I was really, really upset. And I was trying to keep it together. But at the same time, I was so blessed to see one of my great friends having such an incredible moment.
Right.
So it was on Monday, I saw her at the gym, and I said, Carrie, I want to tell you, I saw you going over to Fleming's yesterday. How was your Mother's Day? She's like, you saw me? And I said, I did. I did. And I said, well, I wanted to go say hi, but I was kind of, I wasn't feeling myself for sure. And she said, well, did you see me leave? And I said, yeah, you and your daughter and you walked off, and then like your husband, the boys came over. She goes, it was the worst Mother's Day of my life. I go, what? I go, oh,
it looks so amazing.
It was so perfect. Because it was terrible. They had bad manners. They were mad. They were screaming at one another. I was so mad that I got up. I threw my napkin down. I'm like, you guys get your own stuff. I'm going to the car. This is hands down the worst Mother's Day of my life. And she goes, I'm storming out of there. I was noticing it was pretty abrupt.
You were really quick walk.
It was great dinner. We gotta go.
Family was like way back there.
She said it was the worst day ever. She's like, I can't believe. Thank you so much for seeing that. And conversely, I said, thank you for sharing. It was the worst day ever.
You're like idolizing this in your head.
I did have this perfect thing. I'm thinking she's getting fresh flowers. The kids brought the food to her, like whenever she's laying in bed, you know. Husband like is like playing the violin.
I think I said that to my kids last year. Can you all just keep together for one day? This is my day. Nope.
That's what
sorry. No. We're gonna fight all day.
I know. That's just what happened. She's like, this is the worst ever. I was like, oh my God.
We're not laughing at you, Carrie.
I know, Carrie, we love you. But it showed me that it's not always the picture.
Absolutely.
To really understand that other people have different walks too, and you create this idea of this perfection in your mind that somebody else is living through when you have no idea what's going on the other side of that. And that was just another gentle reminder, like, hey kid, you're okay. It's gonna be okay.
Yes.
You know?
Yes, I was reading something yesterday and it talked about true happiness is when you find your gift, like what your gift is, and you live inside that. Because when you look at someone else's gift and you compare and you try to be that or have that, you're never fulfilled because that wasn't your journey, that wasn't your gift. And I love to reflect on that and think sometimes, this is what I was given. This is like, I mean, for me, I love to have like a real tangible thing to visualize. Like if I have a deck of cards, my cards are so different than your cards.
Yes.
And that doesn't mean better or worse. It's just, it's going to entail a different game, a different play, a different
It's
outcome,
true.
You know.
You
know what I'm saying?
Yes, when you were thinking that, I was just thinking of, you know, there's certain, but you know, there's a lot of things that I want to do this is going to sound so silly, but again, we're going to get the silly part of it, but a lot of things I want to do, like with eyeshadow or a certain eye look, and I really like an eye look, and so I'll look at these photos and I'm like, ooh, I think I can try that.
I can't do that. That looks so easy.
I know, but I was gifted these things. See these things right here, you
Oh
guys?
my
These are these little, I call them, these are my bags. My Louis Vuitton, my pillows.
I love them.
So I have my pillows, so no matter what I do, I'm always going to have these. So I have to, but the looks I always looked, again, this is something so silly to kind of, but try making it translatable. I want this really clean eye, like it goes all the way up here, but I just know, because I've got squishies, that it's just not going to work for me. Squishies.
It's a no for me.
It's a no. I tried. And then what happens, I start laughing, like I normally do, and then it all just turns black everywhere, all the way around, like raccoon eyes. And I'm like, I did my, and they're like, well, did you do your makeup today?
No,
and I did. I go, I did a new look. I'm like, I don't.
Well, we see it.
Yeah. But it's things like that.
I know.
You know, you're right. You're understanding what your gift is. And mine may not be that. You
But
know?
isn't it cool if you could actually, I mean, my effort has to be on that, to look and say, okay, that wasn't necessarily what I wanted, this piece to this puzzle, but for some reason that was part of my story, you know?
Yeah. Now that is one of the more difficult things to digest and accept. And then, but once you do, turning that around, that's your power.
Yes, that's what I mean. It's like, I can't look at your cards because those aren't my cards.
Yeah.
You know?
Right.
So if you do your thing, you do you, I do me, you know, then it's like, we can help each other. It's just, we don't need to try to be each other. It's like, do your card, do your life, and then it's going to help you to achieve what you're really looking for and to feel that fulfillment.
Well, that plays into our conversation about the table.
Yes.
About being winners at the table. The conversation is different. If we all have a different story, we all have something to add to the conversation.
Yes.
If we all had the same story,
right, we'd be pretty boring.
Boring, because I'd already know the answer.
Boring.
I know. I know what else is there to do.
I know.
You know, if you ever have the same story,
I know.
It's so true.
It is true, but it's hard, and that's life.
Yeah.
But I do think that what we were saying before that is that clutter or whatever you're carrying, that if it's the weight of the world or if it's the physical or whatever it is, bad friendships, if it's relationships that you want to change, that clutter, when you get rid of that, that's when you can truly like live your best life. And it's just kind of fine tuning.
And what does that mean? Like, what does that look like when you say to get rid of the clutter, like to declutter?
To declutter, for me, I mean, again, the literal side is, or do you want me to tell them what we think of this? You want me to tell you guys what we think? She wants me to tell you guys what I'm thinking of.
Those were things.
Okay.
You notice that? I was subtle.
Okay, so number one. I think sometimes it's just accepting it. Accept it for what it is, so that you can, instead of trying to make it what it's not, you know, accept something for what it is and grow through it. Go through that, and instead of being frustrated about the situation. And for me, that's all. I have to like get to that point. So if I'm carrying the weight of the world on something, whatever topic it is for me, I have to express that, and then I have to declutter it. I have to let some of that go, accept it for what it is, and let things that are not filling my cup, like a friendship or a relationship or physical trash in your home, you know, when you're moving. And I've thought about that a lot this week in packing, truly. Like, okay, do I need this? Is it making me happy? Is it bringing me joy?
Right.
My sister and I were talking this week about oftentimes the more you have, the more stressed you are.
I can see that.
There's more to take care of. There's, you know, and it's true. For me, I like minimal. Because then I can focus on what I do have.
It's true. Yes.
You know?
Yeah.
So I think accepting it and then being kind to yourself would be the next one.
That one's hard. That one's really hard because I think you always are looking for, a lot of people are looking for approval, whether it be from their friends or even their parents. You know, always not feeling never good enough.
Yeah.
You know, and always putting these kind of trips, if you will, on yourself, on your past relationships, or maybe poor decisions that I made and I haven't forgiven myself over that. And I think that's what holds people back the most. It's like the coulda, woulda, shouldas. You know, well, I should have done this, I could have done this, or I would have done. Yeah, the regret. Just to say it is what it. That whole, I know it sounds so cliche. It's like it is what it is, but it is, and we can't change what happened in the past. We can only be better than we were yesterday. That's it.
So you give yourself time to kind of recognize it, but then you've got to let it go. That can be really, really hard.
Oh, it is one really of the hardest. Because it's the one thing that's in your mind. Like, well, I would have finished that degree, but I didn't. You know, it's that thing. But remember, and it's like, to me, I use this phrase and reference a lot. I always talk about the evil one. And so I feel like as soon as I'm about to do something great or right on the brink of something, or I'm really happy, that's like the evil one. It's like that little voice pops in your head and says, oh, but remember when you, and it's like, oh, that's right, I did do that. And you're like, maybe I'm not such a great person that I think that I am, you know? And that is...
Gosh, that negative self-talk is so powerful. Yes. So detrimental to yourself.
Right. Yeah. And that's why it's so important to feed it full of good, feed it full of positive. Have those 5 people that are around you, and those are your 5 people, that they're speaking love and hope and grace and wonderful like news into you, and saying, you can do this, and giving you ideas.
Because they don't see the piece that you're... The negative. The right people don't.
The right people don't. No. You know? They want to see you grow. They want to see you happy. They want to see what all you can do.
I'm sorry.
What do you do? Quit trying to please people. Did you say 2 hoots? I thought he said 2 hoots. 2 hoots. The turd.
I love that emoji.
I love that emoji.
Okay, so the next one is really hard on me.
Which one?
Hard on me.
On you?
Yes, this one. She'd agree. So the next one we think is letting go of that control.
The control.
Yeah.
The control to think that you can...
I said it to you this morning. I said, I'm excited, but I feel like I'm carrying all this weight. And she's like, Mandy was like, mainly it's because that wasn't part of your plan, you know?
Right.
And it's like, oh, that's true.
I know.
It's my plan.
Right. But sometimes...
It's my plan.
Well,
it's such a
like,
great plan.
My favorite thing is like, my favorite plans are canceled plans.
No, we say this all the time. I said this to my sister this week. I was like, she said something we couldn't go do, and I was like, oh, we'll cancel plans like this. But she goes, oh, where'd you get that? I'm like, Mandy knows that all the time.
Yes, it's true. Because I feel in my world, I feel like I overcommit.
Oh, absolutely.
And so I'm saying I'm a yes. Yes, I'll be there. And then I'm like, wait a minute, I've
got to live more in that maybe zone.
No, I didn't even the narrator voice. Mandy does not want to be there.
No! And I'm terrible at that. It's like, okay, but I need to do that.
Yes.
You need to make someone else happy.
That's true. Yeah.
But taking care of you is so important.
Yes, it is the most important. It's you're the boat. You're the machine.
I like that. The machine. Okay.
The machine.
So focus on your life force energy. So I like this because if you focus on your life, all the other stuff is minimized. Where the focus flows is where your energy is. So focus on you. Focus on growth. Focus on. That's how I view that. Is your happiness is from within, and so you have to work on that.
Which is so important with our posts first thing in the morning.
Yes. What did you say this morning? Do you have
this morning was so good.
Yes.
Because people are always wondering, just kind of about. Oh gosh, today was so great. I got to show you guys. This one's so fun. And if you guys are not in our private Facebook community,
Yes,
we
you need to
invite you. It's called Girls Off the Grid. And we have so much fun over there because every day we share just about our lives, and we share, and especially first thing in the morning, because we really try to have like that positive mindset that's going to carry it early. Because goodness knows, as soon as the world starts crashing in, everyone starts waking up. It's like going to hell in a handbasket
Real fast.
Like, real fast.
Better have
You're
on
like,
my running shoes. It's true though. You
glad
wake
I
up
got
and
my
you
5 minutes this morning.
Yes, you have to choose the right shoes. You have to choose your mindset.
It's true.
You know?
Well, we were just talking about all the words, all the thoughts, all the ideas, but what actually do I do to try something different? Because I want to make this change, but people never really kind of know where to start.
Yes.
Like, what can you do? So just a couple things we talked about is like falling asleep even faster than you did the day before, like going to bed a little early.
Like tiny little wins.
Little wins.
Yeah.
Going to the habit of cooking yourself a beautiful breakfast, or like making something, creating that instead of it being like a go-to, like a DoorDash or do whatever. Really take the time to feed you, and see what that feels like for you physically taking care of yourself.
Right. I love that.
I know.
That's a good one.
Of course, let's see.
You know, one of the things I feel helps me feel more focused is making my bed in the morning. But it's like those tiny little things we can do for ourselves to make us feel accomplished. And then when we say the clutter is not just physical stuff, it's old ideas, toxic relationships, bad habits. I think if you can not necessarily just go start removing bad things, but adding in good things, those good things are sometimes going to replace what you would have done otherwise. So like adding in making your bed, going for the walk, doing the other things you listed in this post is just things that are good to you, good little habits that you can build will replace the bad. So sometimes I feel it's overwhelming to tell somebody you've got to change X, Y, and Z.
Yeah.
When really, if you just choose 2 or 3 good things to do, it'll replace the bad.
Right. Or just remove something out of your life that you didn't realize that was creating such a negative force in your world. Just removing that one thing.
Right.
You know?
I love that. Absolutely.
I say mine was caffeine in the coffees.
Poor thing.
Oh my gosh, you guys.
Let me drink my coffee.
That was the hardest adjustment ever, to take caffeine out of my diet. That was, and this one was physical pain.
Because
I had,
I'm joking.
I really, because I have, well, I'm not sure if everybody knows, I have one kidney. And so I would pass kidney stones every day.
Terrible.
I'm not sure if anyone's passed a kidney stone before, but to pass them every day was, let me just tell you.
What's crazy about your story to me is that you didn't know until later in life.
Right.
When it wasn't just, oh, here it is when you're young and you like are used to that.
Right.
You really did have to make a lot of change.
Completely. But since I've made the change, now I don't have any more kidney stones and other physical issues. I'm glad that we're all here. Why did I share that?
Next. I'll tell them. Okay, you have to allow yourself to be vulnerable, and last is find what doesn't serve or interest you and let it go. And I like this one, and I think I've gotten better at this as I've gotten older.
Yes.
Is to let go of things that don't interest you. I always joke about if I'm not interested, I'm just not interested. Like I want to hone in on.
Sure, yes.
You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
But it brings me so much more joy than to feel like I have to like everything and everyone and do everything. It's like if I find what brings me joy.
Right.
And my energy goes there when it's not to my family or my kids. And that when I take time away from them, that it's truly something that fills my life with good.
Well, that takes confidence.
Yeah.
That takes confidence, because I think when people get stuck in that, like doing things that don't necessarily bring them joy, it's because they're people pleasing. And I'm definitely I'm a product of that. I'm a people pleaser. I used to be a lot more than I am now, for sure. And it was because I never felt good enough. I never felt that just being someone's friend was enough. I felt like I had to do something for them to like me. So I was constantly in this rat race of what else can I do for people just so they'll like me, and still feeling confident in myself, going, hey, wait a minute, kid. You're a pretty good girl. You know, people do like you. They do have fun with you. You are funny. You are a really nice human. You do all the things that are important, and you do take care of your daughter, and you do love the Lord. And you've got to see all of your wins.
The good stuff.
The good. Turning it around and speaking the good. And once I started speaking good to me instead of filling it with everybody else's cup,
right,
that's when I started going, hey.
Because then you can really fill their cup. When you're truly happy.
Yes.
That's what I always think about you, is that you do have a good vision of happiness and joy and what brings you happiness as far as and confidence, and so you're able to fill others' cups. So no one would ever think that you ever struggled with that.
Oh my gosh. Well,
Truly. But I'm a people pleaser too, and it's hard.
Mm-hmm. Well, I think just from so many things. Growing up with a divorced family, growing up never feeling adequate, failed relationships. I mean, we can go through the whole gamut. And so each one...
How long do we have?
But each one carried something on me. It was another little tag, if you will, of like, remember, you weren't good enough here. Remember, your parents had a failed relationship. Remember. And so these were these little bugs that kept like hitting me on the side or like arrows in my back when I'm just trying to get through to the next deal. And once I started realizing and building that armor around me, going, but wait, those don't make me. My choices of what I'm making today make me, and what choice I'm going to make tomorrow is going to make me. So I started building a thicker, it was just a real quick like little bubble. And then it started at the density, and it started getting really thick. And then I started actually building an armor, and I was like, hey, you know what? You are a good person. You are great. Your daughter loves you. You have great relationships. You have incredible friends. Your parents love you unconditionally. Like, wait a minute, we're not going to talk that self-talk anymore. We're going to walk in powerful, capable, confident, and strong, and be that warrior that you truly were made and created to be.
I love that.
And it takes time, but it's we're all a work in progress. But isn't that what the saying is?
Yes.
You will be your greatest work in progress.
Absolutely. And when you're saying all that, I feel like, it's not our responsibility what happened to us, but it's our responsibility for today, moving forward. And knowing you for the last 10 years, what do you think were those things that helped you to see that so that you could grow into what a lot of people are still working on? I mean, was it the choices of people around you? Was it what made you see? Because I really do think oftentimes it's not what somebody tells you, it's the reflection they give you. So it's this, our friendship gives me so much confidence, not because of what you say to me sometimes, but just because of your presence. It's a reflection of, okay, I can keep going. It's like the reminder of good, I think reflection is a big piece for me, and looking and saying, okay, all these things were of my past and I cannot control those things, but it's my responsibility to take who I am, which formed both of us, all those things you mentioned, coming from divorced family. I was later in life, you were younger, and I feel like at the time, anything that you go through, any struggle you go through, often is like, almost feel like your knees are knocked out from underneath you, your feet are knocked out, and you have to get up. Even though that wasn't your life, it was still part of your life.
Correct. And
it's who you were and who you have to now adjust, And for me, it's hard when things affect me that I didn't choose for them to.
Sure.
But when you look at anything you've been through, if it is a divorce or a family that's been divorced, or if it's the loss of someone or something, loss of a career, if it's whatever it is that knocks the feet out from underneath you, it is so powerful and brave to get back up. And then you look at all those things that have happened to you, like you said.
Yes.
And who is your reflection? Like, what are you looking at every day, or what habits are you doing, even when you don't feel like it, but that they're reminding you, okay, I didn't feel like getting up to do X. Maybe it's the workout. Maybe it's, the personal development. But now that is like stacking the bricks to building my confidence. It's helping me get through it, because you just got to keep going. And then all of a sudden it's like, okay, that wasn't something that just happened to me. That's something that built the strength inside of me.
Oh, and I love that. I like looking back and realizing all the pavers. It reminds me a lot even of your fireplace. When I see all of those stones, each stone is very different, but they were all necessary to create that fireplace.
Yes.
And it brings me so much joy to know of all those things, because now I have a story.
Yes.
Anytime now someone has an experience of what they went through, I can either be there for assistance, for support and love, if I haven't been through it, or if I have, maybe share what I did that helped me. It may help or may not, but at least you've got a buddy.
Yes.
Say, hey, you know what? I was kind of there too. Let me tell you what happened to me. Let me tell you how I was able to keep walking. And that's a lot of times where people just feel so defeated they can't keep walking. And I think a loss of a relationship, loss of a family member, that it literally takes the wind out of your sails. Like, I felt an entire vacuum come out of my chest, and I just sat there like, what just happened? And you just sit there numb and frozen. And that's what I'm sure most of you guys saw. Lost 20 pounds and trying to get through it, and would still show up every day, still here trying to put a smile on my face, because I knew I had to get through it, but the only way to get through it is through it.
And we talk about this a lot. Oftentimes when something's happening to you, like that happening to you, is not for you. It's so that you can have that to help somebody else.
Well,
it's
I'm so grateful
yeah.
that it happened, because now I'm where I am today.
Right.
And where we're going, I needed that to happen to go where we're going. And that's one of the hardest things to reflect on and to be grateful for, is to go, gosh, but why God, why? And it's like, oh, because if I wouldn't have let that go, I wouldn't be ready for the next step.
Amen. And what she doesn't know is that helps me go through mine, you know?
It does.
Of course it does. It's all for a reason. It's all to
Well, now you're gonna make me
company you keep. She'll definitely cry on me, y'all. Because I'm a crier,
Oh
dang
my
it.
God, the fact you're gonna find power with this the crud that I've been through for the past 8 months. If anyone can find strength through that,
Absolutely.
I can't believe I made it.
And she is.
I really can't believe I made it.
And now you're going to help so many people. But share your struggles. So that's such, you know, it's true.
Yes.
Whatever you're going through, share them with the people you love, because it's going to, it like you always say, you need to like dump it out
Yeah.
so you can process it, and then hang around people that want to see you win. I mean, that is just, that's my biggest life tip to my kids. Hang around the right people that want to see you win, you know, that'll keep you in your lane. That's just so, so important.
It's fantastic. Being your friend has been, and you're just a friend of your family's.
She's like our family, y'all.
I am. I don't like. I was like, I am.
She is.
I just adopted myself in it. But
love
you
it.
guys have shown me unconditional love and support like a family does, and I don't know what that. To know what that feels like, and you just have healed me in so many ways.
Well, it's reciprocated. 100. I feel the same way.
I mean, over 10 years. You guys, this was a girl that was panic attacks and had eczema all over and didn't want to even look in the mirror. And because of you, and because I'm serious, you believed in me. And that's what I think is so important, is to find people that believe in you. And that's where you grow. That's where you flourish. It's the water. It's the sun. It's the dew on the leaves on the Monday morning. You know, that's what it's about, to find those people around you that are blooming alongside you and going, hey, we bloomed today.
Yes.
Not, hey, your bloom is, why is your bloom like that? You know?
Lift your leaf.
I know.
Let's go.
I know.
Now I'm gonna picture a leaf.
That's my favorite emoji, is that little leaf with the two leaves like this.
We'll start sending it to you then.
It's so cute. It's like a little bud. It's like it's first coming out. Oh, wait.
Okay. And we're out. No. Okay, but seriously, we're going to our warrior coaching now. And she's truly out. God bless America. Okay, come see us we're going to do a live try-on this week, right?
Yes, we are.
We're going to do a live try-on, show you guys lots of fun stuff. If you don't know about our line, we do want to tell you, Off the Grid is it's more than just the words. It's a representation of your life, and what you wear matters. And sometimes, y'all, it is at the end of the day to look in the mirror and see our logo, to see warrior written backwards on your chest, and you look in that mirror, or you look in the selfie and you see warrior. It is the reminder that you are bigger than whatever you're going through. You are capable of more than you feel, and you are stronger than you think. And I need it every day. We all need it every day.
Yes.
Powerful statements really, really can change your life. And just leveling up because you choose to. And so our athleisure line is a representation of the growth that you're trying to find in your life, and give to others. And we love it.
We love it. That's why I throw it on every day, because there are some days it's the only thing I feel I have. You know, I feel like I've exhausted my prayers. I've exhausted my reflection. I've exhausted looking at myself going, total Stuart Smalley, you are smart enough, Andy. You
are strong enough, dang it. Gosh darn it, people like you.
I know. So it's great whenever I can throw this on, because it's one of those, there's like that whisper. It's like the wind that kind of goes through. Even like I'm at Target going through, then I see the reflection or I see the mirror. I'm like, oh, that's right. And I do. I can feel my chest even like getting stronger.
Yes. And it's a great talking piece with your friends, your kids. We love them. So you can find that at OTGwarrior.com, Instagram, at TheOTGLife. We'd love for you to follow us there. And we invite you to Girls Off the Grid. It's our private Facebook community, as well as our warrior coaching. It's on our website. Reach out. We'd love to do a 2-on-1 or small group coaching with you.
Tell them the spilt
milk story. Oh, okay. So
yes, by the way, real quick, this is their 9 minutes. Okay,
I know.
Happy anniversary to the Philbecks, Tim and Jordan.
13 years. I cannot believe it.
I can't either.
30 or 13, babe. 13. I'm just kidding.
This is a huge day.
Okay, so quick story. The only reason I don't believe in coincidence. I think that God made this happen. But we ran into each other at a Kiva Juice. It's like a smoothie shop.
Okay.
In Lubbock. So we both went to A&M, didn't know each other. Tim had moved to Lubbock for work. I was going to Tech for grad school, Texas Tech, and I was in line in a smoothie shop, and on the back of my shirt, the only reason I changed my shirt, by the way, was because I was eating cereal at my friend's house, and it spilled all over my shirt. So I put on my Diamond Darling t-shirt, went into this smoothie shop, and it said on the back, "See you at Olsen," which is a statement only if you went to A&M you would probably know, because I was a bad girl for the A&M baseball team. So it said, "See you at Olsen," and so he tapped on my shoulder, and he was like, "Are you nagging?" And I was like, "Yes." And we ended up talking, going over to his friend's jewelry shop talking, and we've talked every day, I think almost, literally since that moment.
Oh my gosh.
I know.
That's like the best
And then he helped me
ever.
move in a month later into Lubbock. So thankful for that
gosh,
moment.
oh my
I know.
gosh.
It's crazy. He tried to give me his business card and said to call him, and I was like, I literally, you know me. I'm like, I'm not gonna call you. You gotta call me.
Exactly. Business
Taylor must
card.
get it from me.
She comes by it naturally. Exactly. Business card.
It was really sweet though, babe. I love you. Okay, y'all. We'll see you in a couple days. Thank you so much, Felice. Talk to y'all girls later.
I
love you guys.